Hello you guys, it is Kaylee here with Embrace the Adventure, and before we get into the normal drive around tour of Catherine's Landing, which, spoiler alert, it's beautiful. It's not gorgeous today, but that's okay. Soaked, that's fine. But I wanted to get into two very important points before we get into all the, you know, the drive around stuff and all that. First thing, you guys, is internet. So if you are coming here and you're full-time, or if you're coming here with family but still need to work, you've got to make sure that you have some sort of reliable connection and you're not relying on the campground's Wi-Fi. I know that kind of goes without saying because you're in the mountains. I mean, we didn't expect a whole lot. We do have mobile must-have, and we have 2 data-only plans with Verizon and with T-Mobile. And we were able to fuse our T-Mobile or Verizon. Anthony did this part, but he fused one of our data only plans with the campground Wi-Fi to create one stronger signal. Not sure how he did that, but it's gotten us to kind of float by. But we are ultimately leaving 2 weeks early, just because of that connectivity issue. I just thought it'd be a little bit stronger. I think I was overly hopeful because I really wanted to check out the area, but that's okay. We have gotten by. If you do have Starlink, since that's satellite based, you'll be just fine. We've talked to other full-timers here who do have Starlink and don't notice any type of lag or anything like that. But just a little heads up, don't come here and depend on the campground Wi-Fi if you do need to work. If you have Starlink, you're fine. If you have mobile must-have, like we do, you're probably fine. If you have something that you know you're really confident about, you're good. But I wouldn't do like a hotspot or, you know, something like that. Just something to note. It's very important. The second thing, that's one finger, 2. Second thing, when you are coming into Catherine's Landing, 'tis the season for very lush greenery. I have filmed, and I'll put that in now. I filmed one of the pathways you can take in. There are only 2 ways in. Both ways are very tree heavy and dense, which is very normal if you're coming to a heavily like forested area or mountainous area. But there are several areas that the trees, even since we came here about 2.5–3 weeks ago, they're really coming down. And I do believe that when we leave on Saturday, it will scrape. So I want you to see that, just in case trees make you nervous, things like that. We have a lot of friends that do not like to come to places where the only pathway in is more tight and there's no navigation around heavily treed or wooded areas, because they don't want the top of their rigs to get scratched or their AC units to get damaged in any way. So I did film that just so you can kind of see that height clearance. If you do have a really tall unit, I'm kind of afraid that ours is going to scrape on Saturday. So we didn't scrape coming in, but like I said, there has been growth even since then, about 3 weeks ago. So those are 2 very important points. And without further ado, you guys, let's get into Catherine's Landing because it is beautiful.
Welcome to Catherine's Landing. So this is an RVC outdoor destination. So this company has several other locations across the US. We're really happy with how they do their RV parks. They're very well done, very well manicured, and well thought out. So we're very impressed. So this one is located at 1700 Shady Grove Road, and that's in Hot Springs, Arkansas. You're going to be very close to downtown with the hot spring bathhouses and the other tourist destinations you'd like to visit when you come to Hot Springs. So that's really nice. And Catherine's Landing did pop up as #1 to stay in the area every time we Googled it. So it was a safe bet and we were not disappointed. Now, all the sites, to my knowledge, are concrete. They do have different levels of sites, so you can do a pull through, you can do a back end, you can do waterfront. So just check out that map. You're not really going to go wrong with the site. It all comes down to preference. So they've got this splash pad up here. As you can see, the kids loved it, and there is a little door that connects it to the pool. So this whole area, the lodge that we're about to walk into, it's just all well done, very clean. So this is where you're going to find that fitness center, that gift shop. You're going to check in here. It's really got everything you need for a really comfortable stay. Something else I'm going to say is they do have trash pickup on site, which I really am a fan of. So they pick it up at 10 and 4. They ask that you don't put it out too early or too late. That way little critters don't get to it. I made that mistake before, and I was picking up trash for a long time, so I learned my lesson on that. They do have different options of staying as well. So aside from the RV sites that are really nice, and they do have long-term rates, they've got short stays, all of that. You can find that on their website. But they have yurt camping, which I am so interested in seeing inside of one of those. I saw a couple pictures, but I think that is just the coolest thing. So you can stay in a yurt. They have a whole area for that, and it's beautiful. You can stay in a primitive site. They've got group sites. They've got cottages. And then on site as well, they do have Adventure Works, which is an added cost. But you can go zip lining and do aerial tours through that company as well. And that is at Catherine's Landing. So that's just kind of an added fun thing. But again, it does come with that additional cost. But when you come to Catherine's Landing, you guys, you're not going to be bored. That's something that I really enjoyed. And especially the trails are beautiful. A lot of times we've stayed at different places and it's said, you know, hiking trails, but it's really like there's nothing there, you know? So this will not disappoint you. As you'll see here in just a couple of seconds, the entryway to the trails is graveled and there is a sign. That's an event pavilion, which is also very nice. But right here to your right, this is what those trailed areas look like. They are all labeled. There are signs, so you're not going to get lost, but you do get a really good feel for the area. It's absolutely breathtaking, and the kids loved it. So you get that beautiful view of the Catherine's Lake. And I mean, just, it's beautiful. I don't know why I said that so weird. It's Lake Catherine, not Catherine's Lake, but my brain's not working. Need more coffee. But yeah, we just enjoyed this, you guys. We enjoyed every aspect of this park. And something else that's super important, I could not film this because there was somebody in there and I didn't want to be a weirdo, but the bathhouses are so nice. So there are two different ones. There are bathhouses, there are two different dog parks. And then the coolest thing ever, you guys, there's actually a dog washing room. And again, there was somebody in there. I couldn't go in there, but I did get a peek at it. And it's up there at the lodge. There are two restrooms for pool use. And then, yep, right in that building, there is a dog washing room. And it's got a big tub and a big brush. And I mean, you can let your dog just go swimming in Lake Catherine and then go wash them off before they come back to your RV. I just think that is so cool. I've never seen that at another RV park. So very cool to mention. Yeah, there are the, oh yeah, you can go fishing and you have to release. It's a catch and release, that pond. The boys absolutely loved that. But yeah, you're not going to get bored. That's something that I really enjoy, especially with having two toddler boys. So yeah, with that catch and release pond, you've got Lake Catherine. You can take your boat, you can rent a boat, you can go on the hiking trails. They have that option to zip line through Adventure Works. You have that saline pool, and the saline pool is just so cool. You have a playground, they've got a splash pad, so I mean, and then the views on top of everything else, you guys. So again, here's an overview of Catherine's Landing. We have really enjoyed our stay. I recommend it to you guys 100%. Just make sure you have that internet connection that's reliable. Yeah, so make sure to take a second, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.